Hello, my name is Sal and I love telling stories about fish, especially the fish that live in the River Severn. Did you know it's the longest river in our country? And so it's got a lot of stories. If you're sitting comfortably, I'll tell you this one. Once upon a time there was a fisherman who lived on the banks of the River Severn, and he lived in a little humble cottage with his wife, with his mother and with his father. And there they lived together, and the fisherman worked long and hard, but life was not happy. You see, the three people that he lived with were always complaining. They were always unhappy with their lot in life. His wife, she said, "Oh, my darling, if only we could have a baby, then I would be truly happy." Oh, his mother, she was blind, and she would say, "Oh, my son, if only I could see the blue of a May sky, if only I could see the twinkle of the light on the River Severn's waters, then I would be truly happy." And I did say he lived with a third person, his dad. And his dad was always complaining that they were poor. "Oh, son, if only we had gold, if only we had a treasure chest of money, then all our problems would be ended and we would be happy." So you can imagine that living in this little cottage and working hard with these people always complaining made life quite miserable. And so the fisherman was always happy to take his little fishing boat out onto the river and catch slippery, shiny fish to sell at market and make enough money as he could. On this particular day, he was hauling his nets into the boat to investigate his catch. The big fish, well, he would chop the heads and the tails off and he would take them to the market. And the little fish, he would throw them back, plip, into the water so that they could grow fatter and bigger the next year. And on this day, as he was hauling his nets in, he came across a curious fish. He picked this fish up and he turned it over in his hands, for this fish was much bigger than all of the other slippery, shiny fish in his catch. It had multicoloured scales of every colour of the rainbow, and gills and fins as soft as silk and gossamer. And as the fisherman turned that fish over in his hands, he noticed that on the top of the fish's head there was a golden crest, studded with rubies and made of gold. He realised he had caught an extraordinary fish. This was the king of the fishes, a bright, slippery, silvery shad. And then the shad spoke. It gasped. "I can't breathe. Can't you see? I'm a fish and I need to be put back in the water. Oh, put me back in the water." "You can talk?" said the fisherman, turning the bright, shining shad over in his hands. "Of course I can talk," gasped the fish. "How else can I rule my fish kingdom? I am the king of the fishes. Put me back in the water and I will grant you a magic wish." "One magic wish?" said the fisherman. "Isn't it normally 3 wishes that people get in stories?" "One wish. I offer you one wish. Please put me back in the water. Take it or leave it, but please return me to where I can breathe." Well, the fisherman figured that one wish was better than no wishes, and so gently he reached over the edge of the boat and he put that bright, glittering, enormous, slippery fish back in the water, and away it swam like a golden arrow. Well, he had now one magic wish. What was he going to do with it? He had one magic wish, but when he thought about it, there were 3 people at home. 3 people who he needed to make happy, but only one wish. The rest of his day passed by in a blur. His head was full of ideas, and I wonder if you can wonder what he wished for. And that night he went home and he sat the family around the fire and he said, "Family, today I caught a magic talking fish. It had a crown on the top of its head and it was the king of the fishes. It was a bright silvery shad and I gave him his freedom. and he gave me one wish. And I don't know how to use it. His wife, she sat by the fire. It is simple. If you love me the way that a husband should love his wife, you will wish for a baby. You will wish that we can have a baby, and then our joy will be complete. If you love me, you will wish for a baby to delight my heart. His mother leant forward. No, sir. No. If you love your mother the way that a son should love his mother, you will wish that I can have my sight back. You will wish that I can see. You will wish that I can watch the seasons turn. And if you love me the way that a son should, you will wish for my sight. His father banged the table. No. It is simple. You should wish for gold. Now respect your father. If you respect your father and respect my wisdom, you will follow my instruction. Wish for gold. Wish for a box of gold, and then all our problems will be nothing. 3 people. 3 pieces of advice. And 1 wish. How is he going to use it? The poor fisherman's head was still a maelstrom of ideas and thoughts, and he took a walk. He took a walk down to the banks of the Severn, and there was the moon hanging high in the sky, and the sucking and the sighing of the water against the muddy banks soothed his heart and meant that the fisherman could think. And then he had it. He went scuttling back into the house, and he gathered the family around him. He said, I have sat with the silence of the river, and I have sat with the glint of the moon, and I have worked out how to use my 1 wish. The family gathered round, all of them hoping that he was going to choose their wish above the others. And the fisherman sat. He said, I wish that in 1 year's time, my mother looks at my baby as it rocks in a cradle of gold. And by using that wish so carefully, he made everybody's wishes come true. So if there is a moral of this story, it must be something like, if ever you catch a magic fish, if ever it gives you 1 wish, don't wish it straight away. Think on it. And I wonder if in your imagination you can imagine the beauty of the King of the Fishes. Can you draw a picture? Can you draw a picture of that fish and maybe design a crown for its head? And don't forget, fish come in lots of different sizes and shapes. There would be some courtiers for this King of the Fishes. I imagine some crayfish butlers. I imagine there might be some salmon cooks. And there might be other courtiers of eels and minnows who would enjoy living in the court of the King of the Fishes. Now, that story is yours. What are you going to make of it?